Morning. Thought I'd go for a change of venue on this one. Stole the idea blatantly from Johnny Watson the other day. Yeah, why not? Not trying to show any figures on this one, so there's very little point being constrained to my painting room. So yeah, unfortunately you can see is the sky. There is some countryside behind me, but struggling to get that into the shot. Yeah, so just out on a morning walk. Obviously, this time's a lockdown. There's not a lot else you can do, so I've been doing quite a few walks in the morning. And yeah, thought it'd be a good opportunity to film a video. So yeah, this is the I'm a Wargamer series. I had a couple of nominations actually from Justin at Basic Miniature Painting, I now think calls himself the Miniature Painter, and also from Johnny Watson. So both said some really nice things, so thank you very much for that. I'm sure you could have picked more interesting choices, but you know, here you go. So yeah, thank you very much. No, but seriously, it was yeah, really nice of you to say those things, and also Lee and his chaps over at Battle Bunker Gaming blog. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, really nice words, mate. Thank you very much. It was great to see your video as well. Actually, you don't see many families that really enjoy the hobby in that way. It was really nice video. Really enjoyed that. So yeah, a few questions and then some nominations. So we start with the questions first. I think I've got these in the right order. Or yeah, got them broadly right. How did you get into the hobby? Well, it was a few years ago now. I'm 47 now. I started, as most people I think my age probably, messing around with loads and loads of Airfix plastic figures when I was a kid, setting them all up, knocking them all down, just in my bedroom, just enjoying myself. Didn't really think too much more of it. Then when I got to about, I reckon I was only about 13, it was pretty young. And I don't even know how I found out, but I found out there was a proper club not far from me, far enough that I couldn't get there on my own, so full credit to my dad for taking me there and back. But yeah, God knows how I found it, I can't remember, but yeah, I went along. What I do remember, I went along to the first for the first time. I took, this, you know, it was so naive, I took boxes and boxes of unpainted plastic Airfix figures, because that's what I had and that's what I thought you did, and then I got there and yeah, I was well wide of the mark. There were lots of tables set out as you would expect, with lots of nice scenery, lots of nice figures, all nicely painted, based up. So yeah, it was a whole new world, and it really yeah, got me hooked there and then. Fair play as well to the blokes there, all far older than me. Guy, that was anyone probably under 30, 35. And then this 13-year-old kid pitches up and wants to spend 6 hours in your company. They could quite easily have told me to get lost, told my dad to take me home or something. But no, they were really nice, really welcoming, and yeah, every 2 weeks I used to go along on a Sunday. Very quickly started getting hold of figures. Again, credit to my dad for that. He stumped up for a few. I started playing 15mm Ancients using WRG 6th edition, I think. Moved into 7th later on. But yeah, WRG 6th edition, and I got quite into say the Ancients. Very quickly my dad kindly stumped up for a Macedonian army, Alexandrian Macedonian army. I paid him back over several weeks worth of pocket money, but yeah, he meant by subbing me in that way, it meant I could get started pretty quickly. And then I was just after school, getting from school, and I'd sit there and paint these little 15mm figures. Awful paint jobs, absolutely awful. Didn't have a clue what I was doing. I think I had a set of Citadel, some sort of introductory set of Citadel paints, which had about 9 colours. I didn't do any mixing colours or anything clever like that, so yeah, basically they were, if it wasn't, yeah, they're only using these 9 colours. So yeah, it was interesting. They don't look great. I've got them out now and they're not good, but I can put my video up on them sometime. Quite amusing. But yeah, shows how things have come on. So we did that for a bit, really enjoyed that. And then maybe a couple of years after I've been doing that, there was some other guys at the club who used to play a lot of 28mm Napoleonics. And I kind of fell in with them and started giving that a go, and really enjoyed that. Was playing that for quite a long time. That was again WRG. Older guys amongst you will remember the set of rules. Some sort of horse and musket, generic horse and musket set, red and white cover, as I remember. I did sell the book on eBay a while ago. People still want them, amazingly. But yeah, so we were playing that for a while. At that stage again, I'd have probably been 15, something like that, so the only money I had coming in was from paper rounds, so I didn't have a lot of cash. And I wanted to get a 15mm army, a 28mm, 25mm probably in them days, Napoleonic army together. And I ended up falling into the Prince August moulding. I don't know if anyone, say again, the older guys amongst you will remember that. Yeah, you basically used to get a rubber, I don't know what it was, some sort of rubberised mould, and they used to, there'd be various range of figures. You had sort of line infantry and officers, and a few cannons as well, I'm pretty sure, a few cavalry. Yeah, it was really good. I built up quite a decent sized French army doing that. Prince August used to sell the metal, but it was quite expensive, but a guy I knew was a builder, and he used to get me lead flashing from the site, so I was making these figures out of pure lead. They talk about lead soldiers, but the soldiers we use are not lead soldiers. Lead soldiers are incredibly bendy and flexible and snap very easily, but I made an army out of them. There was all sorts of miscasts all over the place as well. But yeah, I used to, once Mum had cooked dinner and sorted out the washing up and everything, I used to quite often spend an evening out in the kitchen on my own, just making soldiers, and then painting them up afterwards. Yeah, great. So still got the army, look at it every now and again, and it's embarrassing. The quality of the figures is horrible, the castings are awful, very little details, very poor, say loads of bits missing, bayonets, arms, whatever you like, legs on the horses. But yeah, for a long time I used those, and then yeah, I kind of fell out of the hobby, to be honest. When I got to went off to university when I was sort of 18, fell out of the hobby, found other distractions. Kept all my stuff, I still had it all in the garage or the loft as I moved around, but yeah, just never really got back into it until about 6 years ago, I reckon. For a long time, one of my oldest mates, who I met probably when I got back from university, so after I'd come out of the hobby, but he's into the hobby as well, has been for a long time. He was still going to the club I used to go to in Gillingham, although our paths never crossed there. But I knew for years he'd been doing that, and I always felt I'd go back to it at some stage, but eventually, yeah, so about 6 years ago I went back and joined him there, and yeah, very quickly got back into things. Realised all the stuff I had from, say going back to the 80s and 90s was really a load of old rubbish, to be honest, and I didn't really want to get that out, so yeah, started collecting again, to be honest. And yeah, that brings us sort of up to now. During that time as well, I found another club. The club I started at meets on a Sunday. I found another club more locally to me, because I've since moved, since I was a kid, more locally to me, that meets on a Wednesday. So I go there on a Wednesday night as well, and yeah, that's really where that's really brings us up to date. You've seen, if you've watched any videos over the last couple of years, you've seen sort of the things that I'm into these days, a lot of Napoleonics, ancients, amongst other things, mainly 28mm, but I've got a decent amount of 18mm Napoleonics as well, Austrians, and yeah, just enjoy playing whatever's going, but play lots of other games as well, and say depends what people bring along and what's available. I'll give most things a go. So yeah, that's how we got into the hobby, and probably a bit more than that really brings us up to date. Why did I start the YouTube channel? Difficult question. Well, no, not really. Guilt is the honest answer to that. I was watching lots and lots of videos I sort of hit onto the idea that there's a lot of painting tutorials and things on YouTube, which I was looking for at the time. Some great hints and tips and inspiration. And for quite a while I was watching these videos and taking in everything that people were putting out there, and kind of realised that I was taking a lot and not putting very much back. So as I say, guilt started to kick in somewhere along the line. Initially I thought no one's really interested in what I'm doing, but thought about it for a bit and realised, well, actually I'm just watching people put up painted figures that they've done, and I'm enjoying it, and seemingly other people are watching them as well, so why wouldn't people watch what I was doing? It kind of made sense. As I say, an opportunity to put a little bit back and hopefully provide some content for these people who have been providing a lot of content that I've been enjoying. So yeah, that was where we started. No great plans or aspirations, just thought I'd chuck a few videos out there of some painted figures, see how it went, and if I got a handful of subscribers or a handful of people watching them, then it was worth carrying on. If they didn't, I would have stopped there and then. But yeah, so far so good. That was probably about 4 years ago now, 3 or 4 years ago. In terms of where we want to go in the future, Again, no great plans or aspirations. I noticed the other day I'd got about 300 subscribers now, and most videos get 100 or so views, maybe a few more occasionally. Something seems to hit the zeitgeist and a few more people watch. I don't know why, but yeah, so I'm happy to carry on like that. So as long as people are enjoying it, and that's the main thing. And so it's all, to be honest, it's all about the community, isn't it? A lot of people have said it, and that's what it's really about. It's all the time part of the community, talking to people, and say sharing hints, tips, inspiration, whatever it might be. That's what it's all about. So just carry on as we are. No great attempts to make these things high quality or anything like that. But yeah, if people are watching and interacting, that's good, and I'm happy to carry on. Finally, sort of advice to new starters. Yeah, I think the obvious thing is just, as everyone said, just go for it, get some stuff up there. You don't need to worry about quality, spending money on equipment, anything like that. I just do mine on an iPad normally. This is on a phone, but just normally on an iPad. I did get first few videos I did were a few people complained that they were a little bit quiet, and yeah, when I ended up watching them back online later on, they were right. So I picked up a headphone, earpiece mount microphone type thing. Just came free with PlayStation actually that I bought, so I didn't buy it, but it's a cheap nasty piece of kit. But since I started using that, nobody really moans about the volume, so fingers crossed that solved the problem. And yeah, just get on with it. No need to worry about quality. I think I've proved people watch any old shit, to be honest. They just want to watch pictures of painted figures. So yeah, get them up there. Don't put any pressure on yourself, just put up things when you're ready, and you'd be surprised if you interact with the community and people realise you've got videos out there. Word spreads around very, very quickly, and you'll pick up a handful of subscribers in no time, and yeah, people give you shout outs, give you a leg up, and yeah, go for it. If you don't like it at the end of the day, once you've started, then stop, but give it a go. So yeah, the last thing really, nominations. I'm trying to keep this video under 15 minutes. It's already gone on far longer than I thought it would. Yeah, trying to pick loads and loads of people I could have picked here. Trying to pick, I'd settled on the end with this video, something very, very similar, almost identical. In fact, went around I think a few years ago, maybe 4 years ago, just before I started filming videos, I think. So a lot of the older guys who've been doing this a while will have done it already, so I avoided picking any of those. Also avoided some of the more obvious candidates with thousands and thousands of subscribers. They're going to pick up nominations in no time at all, I'm sure, and a lot of them already have been nominated, and yeah, I was trying to avoid people who've already been nominated as well. So yeah, I've got a list here. Could pick three at random, could pick any three out of them, to be honest, but we'll start at the top. Apologies to anyone that I'm not picking, it's no offence, it's just limit myself to three. So very quickly, because I'm down to under 2 minutes. Joshua Swan, sorry, is the first one. 20th century, he seems to focus on mainly, very British Civil War. Not really my sort of era, but the lore and everything around that game is fascinating. I have played one game of it and really, really enjoyed it, so I think I could make an exception for that game. And the enthusiasm the guy has for his subject is absolutely infectious. Yeah, absolutely brilliant videos. Really enjoy his stuff. So not my era, but the enthusiasm is so infectious you can't help but get sucked in. So it'd be really interesting to hear his background. I've also picked out, I don't think he's been nominated again. He should be quite an obvious candidate, but Paul Beckers. But I haven't seen you be nominated. And not sure if you've done this before, not sure how long you've been around doing this stuff, so if you have done it before, I apologise, but yeah, if not, I'd be really interested to hear your sort of background and your story. One other, yeah, send it stateside, why not, try and get a bit of an international feel. Tim at Broken Dice, yeah, seems like a smashing guy. Does a lot of things does a lot of Victrix Ancients, which is what I've done a lot of as well, so I'm always really interested in what he's doing. Speaks with a lot of authority, gets involved in his terrain, does lots of different things, plays a lot of games, so yeah, I'd be interested to hear his sort of background as well. So apologies to those that I didn't nominate. I could have picked 20, to be honest, so they're just the three that came out first. So it'd be good to hear your stories, guys, and otherwise, thank you very much for watching this. Appreciate it. Probably get back to some normal type standard videos soon, and yeah, all the best. Thanks a lot. Take care.